for
sex.
Food.
Oh no, that's food.
I've substituted food for sex for a long time because sex was too hard. You know, sex was too hard to come by. So I gave that up, and now my craving is for food. You know, I think about, oh, then I have to resist every day, all day long.
So that's why you come down.
I don't want this.
And you eat my food.
That. Yeah, but I try to eat, you know, not anything that's too fattening. And, you know, I'm just still making an attempt to control my life and, you know, save my life.
Apparently, Arizona is controlling your life because you speak out against.
Oh, yes, because I've lived here for many years, almost 40. And I spent 20 years in a Mexican neighborhood where I was terrorized every single day practically, and especially on weekends. So I'm speaking out about that.
Wait a minute, that's just funny just thinking about that. Well, Monday through Friday wasn't too bad, you know. I was just terrorized a little bit. Saturday and Sunday scared the living shit out of me, I tell you that.
It certainly did.
We used to live on the floor.
How many?
Anybody that was above the window, you'd fly by shooting.
And I'm saying, how many people that are worried about how people are going to be discriminated against? Well, what if these people are shooting at you? What if they're shooting up your neighborhood? There's constant gunfire, like on the weekend. You got to call the cops all the time. You got to sit there in terror for fear some of these bullets are going to come in your window and kill you.
Well, not only that, they're shooting up too.
And how many people that are protesting Arizona's law have lived in neighborhoods where they got shot up all the time? That's what Mexican neighbors are all about. And they're not complaining. And maybe they don't feel safe to complain. Good Lord, I can imagine if a Mexican citizen came out and said he'd be regarded as a traitor. A traitor. But I'm white. I lived in their neighborhood.
Yeah, but see,
so I can speak up without danger of them finding me and killing me.
Yeah, but see, don't give them my address, okay? For God's sake, don't.
Well, I moved out of the neighborhood and they can't. They can't move like I can. I'm white. I can go get some white people.
Yeah.
I decided to stay there and help them. I was there helping them. I'm an activist. Hey, how about you New York activists? Do you come here? You come here, do you? Well, if you're black, you're gonna be in some black neighborhoods. I know that. And if you're Spanish, you're gonna, you know, Mexican, Hispanic, you're gonna be in some Hispanic neighborhoods. I'm white. I went there and lived for 20 years, partly because I'm an activist. I've been an activist since I was 20 years old.
Well, deactivate.
Committed.
Deactivate yourself from me.
I cannot be on your video and be, you can't turn me into a nothing. You can sit there and be a nothing, but I'm an activist.
Yeah, but
he gets at me into
way
his
more
video.
Than I come from black neighborhoods, okay?
I'm ruining his video right now because I'm an activist and he's a nothing. He don't believe in nothing. But do you watch him so he can tell you he don't believe in nothing? Hell no. But you might watch mine because I'm an activist. I care about people. I'm a bigger activist than Al Sharpton because I went 20 years and lived in the Mexican neighborhood.
I don't think Al Sharpton ever grew up in a white neighborhood, you know, I mean, seriously.
Yeah, he probably lived in a black neighborhood his whole life.
Projects, like, you know, why did we tear all the projects down? Because they didn't work. They used to steal the plumbing and keep the wire, and then they would just steal everything they could steal. I mean,
but I think I can hold my own with Al Sharpton. I think that
wait a minute.
He debated with.
I think Al Sharpton probably weighs more than you do. Okay.
No, he don't weigh. He's pretty skinny. But Al Sharpton went up against Arpaio, but I think Arpaio can hold his own with him. Why? Because Arpaio's deputies get shot at. Does Al Sharpton still live in a neighborhood where he's going to get shot at all the time? I doubt it. I think he lives more in the affluent Does Oprah live in a neighborhood where she's going to get shot at all the time? I doubt it.
Jeez, here we go.
I mean, rich blacks don't live in poor black neighborhoods where they go get shot at.
You know what?
Or they're stupid. I mean, what's the good of having money and still being shot at all the time? I'm poor. I'm poor. How can an activist be filthy rich, the richest person in the world, and be as dedicated as a poor activist? That's where I got it over then. I gave up money. I had to. Because I couldn't make any. I couldn't make any because I was always defending unpopular causes. So they wouldn't publish my books. They wouldn't, I'm so unpopular right now, still, that I can't get my books published.
You know there's a reason for that.
What?
Because you're a real schmuck.
Yeah, sure.
You're a schmuck. Let's face it, I'm a schmuck, you're a schmuck, we're all schmucks.
I am not a schmuck, not as big a schmuck as you are, because I'm an activist.
What are you, a junior schmuck?
Who defends. I'm an abortion protester. I'm a Democrat. I'm a pro-life Democrat abortion protector. Do you know how popular that made me? All the Democrats rejected me. I had to vote Republican. But the Republicans don't trust me. They think they're suspicious.
You know, the only reason.
Why? Because I'm for civil rights.
Is what you vote for, so I don't vote against it. Okay.
Right.
I'm trying to balance your act.
I'm
a Democrat.
I have a black grandson. I have a Mexican grandson. I have a Navajo great grandson.
Woo!
My children listened to me, and they went out, and they, you know, when I lived 20 years in a Mexican neighborhood, they met Mexicans they liked. See, if you're an activist, that's what happens. Your kids believe it, they
go out and do it, right?
Right.
And then grandma takes care of the prodigy, right? What the hell did you bring home this time, honey? Oh, damn, I don't recognize it as an alien. Oh, my goodness.
And I started being an activist because, you know, when my sister was in college, a Korean guy came down to see her. My dad rides up on his horse and said, "Get that Chinaman out of here!" And I thought, oh my God, my father said that. Oh, my father, he's the biggest racist. If I'd have dated a Mexican, he probably took a whip to me.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. I've seen pictures of your father.
I've dated a lot of Mexicans.
He had a nose on him like Jimmy Durante, man.
I've even slept with an onion picker.
I don't want to even talk.
You better get me off this before I say something you can't possibly.
I don't care because we can always cut. Listen, this is the first time we've actually seen this thing work. This camera said I had $200 just about spent, but now it wants to do what it wants to do, so I'm happy about it. And so I'm going to just keep going.
I was living in the Mexican district.
If the camera starts smoking and quits on its own.
If I lived in the Mexican district, I met an onion picker.
Well,
played pool with him.
An onion
asked
picker.
Me to go with him.
Wait a minute. Didn't you write a play about that?
No. But he gave me a horrible infection. I guess it was the onions.
That's right.
The dirt. I mean, the dirt of the onion fields.
He gave you bad breath.
I didn't, you know, he didn't, it wasn't his fault.
He gave you bad breath. You were eating his onion.
I didn't really blame him. I mean, because white guys have given me bad infections. I mean, giving me a bad infection is not, you know.
Well, I can see this is going to I'm going to title this one. I'm going to title this one. My ex-companion is telling me about all her bad infections.
Why do you think I put up with you that can't do anything? I've given up penetration. My poor uterus can't take anymore.
Obviously.
I could probably find somebody that would penetrate it, but it can't take anything more. It's fried.
Well, we're not.
But that was because...
We're not going to talk below the belt here, okay? I'm 72 years old. Mike Johnson, or John Thomas, or whatever we call it, hasn't taken a peek at a female in about 15, 20